welcome back to my channel. I am the Mass Trans and you are watching me, baby. Now, before we get today's video started, I just want to give a quick what's up to my peeps and a diabolical middle finger to the creeps. You know who you are. Alright, so it is Tuesday afternoon. I just came back from getting my nails done. Shout out to my nail tech. You guys, I went out on a limb today and decided to try a new nail tech for the first time. Just because I had PTSD from my previous nail tech. Like, he was so rough and so aggressive with my nails, and he used to just, like, every time I left, I would be in pain for 3 days after getting my nails done. And so, having that experience the last time, I made up my mind. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going back. Forget it, forget it, forget it. So, if you see previous videos, you'll see that my nails have not been done. It's because I was boycotting him. So, today I decided I was ready to end the boycott, but I wanted to find a new nail tech. So, I went to this new nail tech, and this lady, I don't know how she did it, but it was pain-free. The nails look great. Like, I am absolutely in love with her. So she has become my go-to nail tech. Don't ask me why I'm talking about that, but I just felt like I needed to get it off my chest because I was just in awe of how great she was. Anyhow, that's not why I'm here to talk to you guys. Not about my nails and how great they look. When I got home today and I was ready to relax, I was scrolling through my YouTube timeline, and I saw a video from Cocktails with Queens on Fox News with Claudia Jordan, and it was talking about Toni going on this transphobic and sort of anti-LGBTQIAP plus rant. And so I watched the video because I was intrigued. Obviously, being a trans woman, I wanted to hear what she had to say. Not necessarily hear what she had to say, but I wanted to hear what they had to say about what she had to say. So I watched the video, and they played a very small blurb from her video where she's basically saying, and this is me paraphrasing, that you've failed as a parent if your child turns out to be LGBTQIAP+. And that she will never accept trans women. First of all, let me say this. Maybe I'm in the minority, right? But I honestly am not offended by people like Toni. I'm not offended by Dave Chappelle, Ricky Gervais. I'm not offended by anyone who dislikes me. In fact, I'm a person who believes wholeheartedly, if you don't like me, if you don't F with me, if you don't rock with me, let me know. Let me know. So I appreciate transparency. Like, you know, if you're a bigot and you don't like black people coming to your establishment and you put up a Confederate flag, that lets me know that I need to spend my money elsewhere. It's the covert racism, the covert transphobia that I have a problem with. If you're overt with who you are and your disdain, you know, I'm good with that. I won't be shaking hands and hanging out and sending, you know, holiday greetings, what have you. But at the very least, I know where I stand with you. And that's the type of existence I like. So when I hear people like Toni say the things that she says, I'm very much of the frame of mind, consider the source. Who is she? Who is she? And to anyone who happens to be of the LGBTQIAP plus ilk who is offended by what Toni has to say, all I have to say is, look at the way she treats her daughter. Look at the relationship she has with her daughter. And if you use that as a litmus test in terms of how she treats people, when your own offspring doesn't rock with you, how could you be offended by anything that comes out of this woman's mouth? How could you be shocked? How could you be surprised? I'm not. Listen, Toni, a woman who names herself Tokyo and probably does not even have a passport, probably ain't never even been to Chinatown, right? And named herself Tokyo because she knows she ain't ever going nowhere. So she may as well name herself someplace that she will never see. Maybe in one of her high stupors, you know, she may envision being someplace. But listen, she lived in a miserable reality. She is, you know what, F it. She is the type of hoe. I said hoe. Because you know what? Gloves off. If she don't have to watch her mouth, why should I have to watch mine? If she don't have to watch her mouth, why do I need to watch mine? This woman is trash. I'm talking trash, right? I'm talking the type of trash that you don't even bother to put a liner in your trash bag for. You just throw it in there because you're going to throw the trash and the can out because none of them are meant to be used again. She is trash. She is trash. Used up, washed up trash. The type of woman who brings men to her house to have sex on an air mattress, girl, for a blunt and $20. Trash. She's trash. And then you got the nerve to talk about you don't like me, or not me in particular, but women of my particular ilk, that you have a problem with us. Let me tell you something, sis. You need to quit focusing on us and focus on you. Because if anybody should be ashamed, it should be the parents who birthed you. Girl, who failed you, sis? Because somebody failed you. I don't know if it was the system. I don't know if it was the parents. But someone failed you along the line. And it is evident in the way that you treat yourself. It is evident in the way you treat yourself. You are so upset, so angry at everybody else. At the end of the day, the reality is you don't even like you. You don't even like you. And I don't want to hear all of this stuff about, mental health issues and, because people are playing that mental health card a little bit too much for me these days. Ain't nothing wrong with her. I don't want to hear a mental health excuse. The problem is she's trash, and because she's trash, she feels like she's entitled to speak however she wants to speak because her life is so miserable. She wants to pepper everyone else's life with a little bit of her misery because misery really does love company. And so she's hoping that by sending out this message, right, about who she doesn't like, completely unprovoked, because ain't nobody did nothing to her. Ain't nobody said nothing about her. So you just woke up and just went on this whole rant for no reason. Because you don't like you. And I watched a video from TS Madison, right? Shout out to TS Madison. But sometimes I'm sort of on the fence with TS Madison. I'm not going to lie, right? Because I watched her do this with Kaya. I watched her do this with I Love New York. And now I'm watching her do this with Toni, where because she has a friendship or an allegiance of some sort, I don't know what their relationship is behind the scenes, then she sort of pussyfoots around the issue with these women. Instead of just calling them to the carpet, in my opinion, the way that they should. I would respect T.S. Madison more if she just didn't say absolutely anything about it. Rather than, like I said, taking this soft-handed approach towards Toni. Tokyo was very specific. She said, I don't like transgender. She didn't say, except for T.S. Madison. And T.S. Madison has this history of associating herself with a lot of these women who are problematic. And who've said some very transphobic and homophobic things. Now listen, I don't know what T.S. Madison's relationship is with them. Ain't really my business, but I don't like the optics of her always trying to not go in to the degree that she should be going in. Because when Toni says something like that, you go in and you do not come out. Toni crossed the line that, in my opinion, cannot be repaired. Because today, you showed me exactly who you are. And I'm not going to even finish that quote because I know we all know it. We've all been, beat over the head with it. But at the end of the day, girl, I see you. You see me. We see each other. I'm talking about Toni. And I wish Madison would take the kid gloves off when it comes to these issues or not say anything at all. Nothing at all. Because what Toni said was disgusting. And if Madison's voice is to be valued in the LGBTQIAP plus community, she can't cherry pick the people that she chooses to go in on, right? You got to call everybody to the carpet. Everybody. And that means people that you may be close to when they're absolutely wrong. And what Toni said was absolutely wrong, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way you can pretend like, oh, I like Toni. She showed up and she was really nice. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear it. Even Klan members take off their masks in order to assimilate. So anybody can be nice and pleasant if you have something that they want and they're trying to get it about you. I said out you. Trying to get it about you. And if you're not astute enough to see who she is, don't wait until she goes off on you and reads you to the ground the way you did with Kaya to all of a sudden have a problem with her. Because everyone kept saying, Madison, Kaya's a problem, Kaya's a problem, Kaya's a problem, Kaya's a problem. And Madison did the same thing where she sort of tiptoed around the tulips and then called her to the carpet until Kaya went left on her. And that's the thing you have to know about people with this type of temperament, right? People with this type of energy, this type of vibration, right? Because If you are around someone who puts out that type of toxicity and it hasn't been directed towards you, you must understand that it hasn't been directed towards you yet. It hasn't been directed towards you yet. But when the opportunity presents itself or the situation arises, it's coming and it's coming full force. And you can't sit there and clutch your pearls and, well, I never. Well, how could you not? Excuse me. How could you not? How could you be surprised? In the words of Iyanla Vanzant, Tokyo Toni is gutter snipe. And for me, I can recognize gutter snipe a mile away. If I were in the same proximity as Tokyo Toni, I would be kind, I would be cordial, just because that is my general disposition, to be kind and to be cordial. But I would always know that could never be my friend. That could never be my homie. We could never hang out. I don't want her in my house. I don't want her at my birthday party. I don't want to break bread with this hoe because I know who she is. And like I said earlier, Blac Chyna, her own daughter doesn't even mess with her. She didn't have a problem with trans women when she was up in the Kardashians' house, all up in Caitlyn Jenner's face. You know why? Because there was a check attached to it. Now, after she fell out with them, you know, the disrespect was, it knew no bounds. But when there was an opportunity for a check to be coming Tokyo's way, girl, she was going to play the game the way the game was supposed to be played. And now the bottom line is, she's going nowhere. She has no viable skills outside of dropping to her knees. Like, whoa, what can Tokyo Toni do? What skill set does she have? We talking a hoe I wouldn't even trust to flip a burger for me. Like, what can she do to sustain herself other than create videos that generate a buzz and keep people talking and keep the biggest entertained, right? Because Tokyo Toni, let's make no mistakes about it, she represents a very particular constituency of gutter snipes. There are people out there who agree with what she says, who love to hear the incendiary comments that she makes because they hate themselves too. They hate themselves too. See, the bottom line is, look, LGBTQIAP plus people, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. From the time you wake up, throughout your day, to the time you lay your head down and call it a day. You have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. And if you're not at a point in your life or a point in your transition, for all of my trans brothers and sisters out there, where you are comfortable in who you are and fortified in your existence, take your transition in steps. Don't rush into it. Because you got to be prepared for people like Tokyo. You have to. And you have to know that when you walk into a space, head held high, that you belong there. And that a hoe sitting in her car, chain smoking blunts, driving to nowhere because she ain't got no place to be. I don't know why. Why does she even have a car? Girl, where are you going? I'm sure the plug delivers. Girl, where are you going? Why you don't need a car to see a PO? Like, what are you doing that you even need? Where is Tokyo Toni driving to? She has no place to be. She's going nowhere. Her life is over. She's a middle-aged has-been with zero prospects. What man is going to marry that? And then she has the nerve to go on this anti-LGBTQIAP plus rant. When if you watch her show on Zeus, you know, she's bisexual. It kills me. It kills me that these people out here want to cherry pick. I'm not going to even go down that road. Just learn to mind your own goddamn business at the end of the day. You don't have to like me. And I'm not looking for your approval. I'm not seeking your approval for anything because I don't need your authority to be a bad B. I'm going to be that no matter. I'm going to be that in spite of you, okay? And if you ever think, Tokyo Toni and those of that ilk, that anything that you say about me is going to stop me from being she, if you ever think that anything that you say about me is going to stop me from being she, girl, because, you know, as a trans woman, you hear all this stuff. You ain't got no PUSSY. Well, girl, let me tell you something about the power of the P. The P is only as powerful as the woman who possesses it. Tokyo Toni's P has no power. Maybe at one point in time it may have had some power, but I assure you, the power is diminishing. Baby, every second. The P is only as powerful as the woman who possesses it. So don't say stuff like, you ain't got no P, you wish you had a P. Even, first of all, you don't know what I got. You might be shocked. Secondly, if I did or didn't, I can guarantee you this, I wouldn't want yours. I wouldn't want your P, because your P has no power. Baby, you got EBT Section 8 P, girl. You got air mattress P. We don't do that around these parts, okay? We do California Kings, okay? We don't do air mattresses. We do Egyptian cotton around here. Tokyo Toni. Like I said, this whole probably ain't never been to Chinatown. And you out here talking about who you don't like. Girl, it's for you to like anyone. It's for you to like everyone. Because, girl, you are one unpaid cell phone bill from complete destitution, right? Making these rants on YouTube, and, you know, I don't know if people are doing super chats or if, you know, they're, you know, sending cash apps to her. But, baby, one unpaid cell phone bill, because that's the only thing that separates you from complete destitution. That's the only thing that separates you from a, you know, we'll say something offensive for food sign. You have no viable skills. Can't even speak in complete sentences. And got completely uneducated. Listen to her speak. Just take a moment and listen to her and tell me if you would cheat up her test. And you got the nerve to be out here judging someone? Girl. It's a lot of lost people in this world, you know? A lot of lost people. And people think just because you're trans that somehow you are misguided, your parents have failed you. No. The fact that I'm here, the fact that I am strong and resilient and unwavering in my conviction to be successful, in spite of all of the hate and bigotry that exists in this world, that is proof positive that my parents have succeeded. Proof positive. I would never let anyone like Tokyo Toni or any other bigot, J.K. Rowling, that you can think of, stop me from smiling, stop me from dreaming, stop me from planting seeds that I know I can cultivate and see grow. Anyway, I think you understand how I feel about this. I'm curious to know how you feel about it, whether or not you, I was about to say whether or not you agree with Tokyo Toni, but if you agree with Tokyo Toni, you might as well just go on somewhere else, right? I do approve comments on this channel just because I don't tolerate the nonsense. So if you want to go through and write something very bigoted and hateful, it's going to take you 5 or 10 minutes to write, and it's going to take me 1 second to delete. So have at it. I won't block you because I love you coming to watch the channel. So I'm not going to take the time to block you. I'm just going to delete the comment. But you can come on back and continue to watch and continue to hate because I love how it boosts my viewership. So for that, I thank you. I want to know how you guys feel about TS Madison riding the fence on this one, whether or not you feel like she needs to come very strong and deliberate in terms of her messaging when this type of stuff arises and quit riding the fence. Like I said, I love Madison. I support Madison's movement, but I don't like this wishy-washy stuff. I'm sorry. And I feel like I have to be honest. So, you know, and this is me practicing what I preach, right? Because I hate having to say something bad about Madison, but at the end of the day, I have to call a spade a spade. I do. And when I see the way she handles Tokyo Toni with kid gloves and reads everyone else, it makes me not necessarily, it makes me side-eye her. Who are you? Who are you? You know what I mean? So anyway, guys, comment below. I'm curious what you have to say about this issue. As always, ask yourself this one poignant question. Why be bitter like Tokyo when we can be better? So let's be better together. I'm the Master Trans. I'll talk to you guys again in my next video. Bye-bye.